Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Megan, and I'm going to be giving my final speech. Just 8 weeks ago, I was staring at the course syllabus, thinking to myself, what in the world did I get myself into? I worked many hours a week trying to become more mindful in my life and situations I'm faced with. I have learned about the many mindfulness abilities like non judgment, trust, empathy, and non attachment, plus many more. By the time you finish this video, you will have a great understanding of how mindfulness can change your life and the bad habits within. Here's my experience with mindfulness and how it changed my life. I have had many great experiences with mindfulness. The only way I can really explain it is like this. So I'm able to have all my emotions and thoughts coexist in my mind. In the past, I feel my emotions were out of control and my thoughts may have just slipped right off my tongue, even though they were not the most friendly remarks. I don't want to be known as a mean person, so I did something about it. Have you ever heard that saying, think before you speak? Well, that is just what I did. I used the nine mindfulness abilities of non judgment and I worked through those thoughts. Instead of saying them out loud without thinking how they came across, I thought about it and rephrased it in a nicer way. It is moments like this where I can officially say I was mindful. Another way I experience mindfulness is being present in life. I'm not just existing in life, I am taking part in it as well. I stand up for my rights and what I believe in. I'm able to speak my thoughts and emotions without feeling pressure or anxiety. Mindfulness has done quite a lot in my life, and I am glad I had the chance to learn all about it. A great moment when I was mindful would be yesterday when my coworker came up to me and said, "Megan, I don't feel like we work well together." I was silent for a moment because I was not really sure what to think or say. I took a deep sigh and I asked her, "Is there a reason you feel we do not work well together?" She rolled her eyes and started to walk away. I had many mean things I could say to her, but I didn't. I took that moment and realized it could be a great opportunity to be mindful. I said, "Excuse me, I asked you a question and I did not walk away when you got my attention, so can we please have a good conversation?" I started to sweat. My pulse started to rise and I began to rub my hands together. She continued towards me and we finished our conversation. However, we did not find a solution to our problem, but I still feel as though it was a great example of how mindfulness has changed me. Before this class, I would have just told her how I felt. I put my emotions in the conversation. I used a couple of the mindfulness abilities, such as non judgment, sitting with discomfort, and empathy, all because I really wanted to know what she had to say. All in all, have had many mindful moments in my life, and I hope to have many more. I have created many bad habits in my life. The main habit I want to break is the use of my phone. I use my phone all the time. I am 100% attached to my phone. My phone is in my pocket from the time I wake up in the morning to the time I go to bed at night. I listen for the ringtone of a notification or the vibration of a phone call. Nothing really triggered the use of my cell phone. I think I'm just so used to having it on me by now, it's just second nature. Just the other day, I was sitting at a traffic light and I decided to get my phone and check my messages while the light was red. I was watching the lights, but I was not paying enough attention. The person next to me was at a red arrow, and the red arrow then turned green and they went. I noticed the car was moving, so I decided to go, and my light was still red. I was able to quickly stop and back up enough for the oncoming car to go by. I was scared, stressed, and most of all angry because my phone and my attachment to it just almost caused me to crash. It was in this moment where I knew things had to change. The cell phone runs my life and I needed to stop. This habit of using my phone did many things for me. The biggest thing I felt being on my phone did for me was it gave me something to do. There was always something to read about or that was interesting on Snapchat, Facebook, or Instagram. My phone kept me updated on my social life and what is happening around the world. If I didn't have my phone, I would feel disconnected from my life. The use of my phone and being so attached to it has not done good for me. I was starting to not really want to have conversations with people. I'd rather text or snap them than have an actual conversation. There are many times when my family would just text me to get my attention and not just come to me and ask me. I was starting to not be able to hold a decent conversation, and sometimes I would refuse to even talk to someone if I had my phone on me. I've lost a couple friends because I was just too busy to talk in person. My phone has caused a lot of issues for me and others around me. I want to change because that is just not a healthy way to live. As time went on, I became more aware of the habit, and when I was about to go on my phone and the times where I was more likely to go on my phone rather than have a conversation. And it came to be when I first woke up in the morning, I would just go on my phone. So for the first few days, I didn't go on my phone. I kept it in my drawer until I was ready to go for work. And then it was, a few days later, I felt as though it was going well, and I was able to have a successful morning without my phone. So the next step for me was to put it in my backpack in the back seat of my car on my way to work. The first day, I put my phone in the backpack, it was stressful. I had so much anxiety, but I did it. I had a successful drive into work. The next day, easy peasy. The next day, easy peasy. It officially came second nature that I didn't have my phone in the morning and I didn't have my phone during the car ride into work. So then I put my phone in the closet at work. That was the next step. So I was able to put my phone in the closet and not touch it throughout the day until it was rest time at the job I work at. When it was rest time, that was my reward for the day. If I went the whole day without using my phone, I got it at rest time. If I used my phone throughout the day, then I told myself I wasn't going to get it at rest time. So I think having those rewards in the back of my head helped me to diminish the use of my phone during the day up until rest time. So that was successful. Then I put my backpack in the back of my car, and put my phone in it for the ride home. That was successful. So, to conclude my presentation tonight, I want to tell you guys where I am now. As I sit here giving this speech to you guys, I am a totally changed person. I am someone who can have my emotions and my thoughts coexist in my mind. They're not my thoughts and my ideas and emotions, they're not overpowering. They don't get just blurted out of my mouth. They are thought about, and they are rearranged in my head to be mindful of others' emotions and how I come across to other people. I'm able to have friendly conversations with people. I'm not stuck to my phone. I'm living a wonderful life because of this class. And and I want to be able to continue and keep developing and exploring all the mindfulness abilities. Granted, I have explored most, if not all, of the mindfulness abilities, but I want to do more. And I want to share those mindfulness abilities with everybody else so they can see how it's changed my life and hopefully changed theirs. So thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful night.